Get in the zone, AutoZone. Get in the zone like Steph Curry. Steph Curry and the Warriors hosting Jalen Green and the lobs it up for Green in the dunk. Not the most prolific game for Green. He only had 9 points. Thompson, little floater. I mean, early in this game, the Rockets had a comfortable 9. Warriors down, but only by 3 at the break. In the third, 4-point lead for the Rockets. Curry. How about that 3? He made 5 of those. Warriors down 1. Then 5 minutes left in the third. The lead down to 3 for the Rockets. Curry sunk that, plus the foul. The margin, just a skinny little point. Next Warriors possession. Curry again. Eves really loves those moves. 3-point off the screen. Warriors now up 2. But the Rockets have an answer from Green. There's your lead, up 1, 65-64. 2 minutes left in the third. Rockets still up that 1 point. Thompson, turn around. It was 71-69 after 3. In the fourth, Warriors down 3. How do we tie it up? Curry. 8 career 30-point booed in this game every time he touched the ball. Also fouled out with 3:47 to play, but he made that 3. Rockets up 1. Gary Payton with 5 minutes left. Warriors up 1, make it 3. Then, I love this moment too. We had it with Scottie Pippen, the note about him and his dad. Now Peyton, easy dunk. Who's there to see it? Dad. Seriously. What happened afterwards? Little green on green crime. Draymond Green, Jalen Green, getting into it. Steph, what say you?
He's Steph Curry. He's one of the greatest players of all time. He's 37. He's one of the most well-conditioned athletes I've ever seen in my life. To play 41 minutes against that kind of defense, to hit big shots, to only turn it over twice against that kind of pressure, he was brilliant.
It was just talking. You know, he can't really do much of anything else, so talking is the only way.
All right, we got Kirk back here with us. Look, the Rockets had a tremendous season to get that number 2 seed. They earned it. They deserved it. But dudes are young on that squad, and they're facing a team led by Steph Curry that is full of playoff experience. How can Houston overcome that disadvantage they have in playoff experience?
Well, Eves, they're going to have to make shots, right? And I think Steve Kerr did an excellent job of figuring it out to make the game easier for Steph Curry. Taking them off the ball, running them off a pin down, so now they got to figure that out. I thought Steph tonight was dominant and the best player on the floor. Hell, he's the best player in the series. And it wasn't just the 30-plus points. It was the assists. It was getting in there in the trenches and grabbing rebounds. So when I'm looking at the Rockets, their Achilles heel all season long has been that they can't make open threes. And I thought Draymond Green tonight, by the way, was huge. He has been struggling, only averaging 6 points for the series. Şengün had been cooking him and everybody else, and all of a sudden, when they needed him the most, he put the clamps on Şengün late in the game to help secure and help the Warriors get Game 3.
Yeah, if you're the Rockets, you got to feel some type of way because you didn't win a game and Jimmy Butler didn't play for Golden State, and now they got a 2-1 series lead. Get Perk here on SportsCenter.
With the Miami Heat, a career 17.5 point score in the NBA. 3 link is also, but also pinned in the chat. Guests are shaping up real nice. Guys, you don't want to miss this. So if we come into a city near you, make sure you come out and check out Nightcap with Unc and Ocho. We would greatly, greatly appreciate your support. We got a lot of to get into Shedeur stuff. He finally got drafted, and his brother is a free agent. He's going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But first, we got to go with basketball. The last 2 games were very interesting to the very end. The first one, Ocho, y'all in trouble. But let's start with the Warriors. With a 104-93 victory, Steph Curry got it going. Hey, when he's off the court, they're not the same team. But he came back, and they are a very different team. 36 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists. They did all of this without Jimmy Butler. They got some timely. I think Buddy Hield had 17 points. GP the second, 2. He came off the bench, man, and he was sensational, playing outstanding defense and made some timely threes, and he really closed the game out. Steph Curry is the oldest player in NBA history to have a playoff game in which he scored 30 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists with 5 made threes. Steph Curry assisted or scored on 16 of the 23 points they had in the third quarter. The Warriors did not score a single basket with Steph wasn't on the court in the first half. That just goes to show you just how valuable he is, because he opens it up for so many other people, because you have to double him because he has unlimited range. Twan, you're watching this game, and it looked like Houston, like, oh, damn, Houston might go on the road and steal the first one on the road. Playing very, very well. Jalen Green was playing out of his mind. Sengun, DB Dylan Brooks playing well, but he got in foul trouble. He goes to the bench. What did you like about what you saw from the Warriors, and how were they able to pull this out after being behind the majority of the game?
Actually, to be honest, I like the fact that, Steph obviously played great. He's going to have a monster game with Jimmy being out, but man, Buddy Hield and Gary Payton II, man, came up huge. When those guys score the basketball, they become real dangerous, and that's what they need, because Draymond Green at this point in his career is not going to score the ball. He's going to do a lot of intangibles. He's going to rebound. He's going to defend. He's going to get some steals. So they got to get scoring for Steph. When Steph, you got to have somebody else that's going to help Steph out, and that's what made it great tonight, to see those guys step up. You never know what's going to happen with Golden State. Steve Kerr's been messing with Kuminga this series too. Hasn't really been letting him play. So you don't know who's going to show up big, especially with Jimmy out. But huge game. And Steph being Steph, that's one thing about, Steph probably can win 2 games in the series by himself. And this was one of them tonight.
Yeah, at this point in his career, Draymond he's never been a scorer. He doesn't really look to score. He's looking to do a great job of handling the ball, setting great picks, rebounding, defending, as you mentioned, and initiating the offense. Gary Payton, the second in the fourth quarter, he had 11 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He was 100% from the floor, 100% from the three. He played exceptional in the second. When he got in there, he and Buddy Hield, as you mentioned, Twan. Ocho, what'd you like about what you saw from the Warriors?
I mean, listen, I like what I saw from the Warriors. Obviously, Steph did what Steph normally does. But listen, like Twan said, I thought the Rockets was going to steal a game, especially with the way they were playing Steph. They had somebody running, tracking him everywhere, all over the court. Them young boys, everybody over there young. So they trying to set screens and set picks, and they on Steph, and they contesting everything, making every shot difficult all the way up until the half. And listen, he just exploded in the second half, hitting a lot of shots. But I think one of the reasons with Jimmy Butler being out, obviously you need a Steph to have a game like this today, and he can go off like this and win a game by himself. He had 36, 12 or 23. But the supporting cast, Buddy Hield went crazy with 17. Gary Payton Jr. contributed as well with 16. And the Warriors bench outscored the Rockets 42-31. And that was a major factor in why they were able to win this game.
Well, it looked like they started out early, Twan. They was blitzing him. They was trapping him, getting the ball out of his hands. They want to make him give it up. And if you notice, later in Steph's career, sometimes I thought early he would force the three. Steph doesn't have a problem putting the ball on the floor and going to the basket now, Twan. That makes him dangerous, because they've used before, like, hey, nah, bro, we're not worried about you driving the ball, so we gonna hug up on you. Nah, Steph said, nah, he handles too good, bro, because I can put it on, I can go behind my back between my legs, and I can finish with either hand. And he's unafraid to shoot that mid-range also. So his game, when he gets that 3-ball going, when he shoots the ball and he's turning, he's starting, hey, I got something for y'all. Y'all get that up out the net. They dangerous, Twan. They dangerous.
Listen, I just think with Houston, Udoka has to respect the fact that Steph Curry is who he is. Obviously, he's one of the greatest players of all time. You got to double it, take the ball in his hands. You got to make one of those other guys see if they can get 20, 25 points tonight. You can't allow Steph, especially in the game. Once Jimmy Butler was not playing, I would have doubled Steph the whole game. I wouldn't allow Steph to beat me. I would have seen if commit.